The most expensive entertainment product ever made costs more than $1 billion, took over a decade, and comes out November 19th. And right now, someone who is not supposed to have it is playing it, filming it, and posting it, clip by clip, on a schedule. Rockstar Games does not control. They have leaked the entire map. They have issued demands. And here is the strangest part of the whole story. The ransom they are asking for is not money. This is the economics of Grand Theft Auto 6, the biggest product launch in the history of consumer products. Arriving with a hostage crisis attached, to understand why this matters beyond gaming, you have to see the numbers first, because there has never been a launch like this in any industry. Not movies, not phones, nothing. Start with what is at stake. Analysts project GTA 6 will book between $3.25 and $5.2 billion in its first week. For scale, the biggest movie opening weekend ever was about $357 million. The iPhone's biggest launch weekends measured in single-digit billions across an entire product line. One video game is forecast to beat all of it. The Precedent says, believe the forecast. GTA 5 earned $815 million in its first 24 hours back in 2013, over $1 billion in today's money, and went on to sell more than 200 million copies inside a franchise that has moved 470 million total. Morningstar expects 60 to 70 million copies of GTA 6 in the first fiscal year alone. Take-Two, Rockstar's parent, is telling investors to expect roughly $8 billion in bookings. One game, 1 year. Pre-orders opened this month at $79.99 for the standard edition and $99.99 for the Ultimate. And here is a detail that tells you everything about the expectations loaded onto this launch. Take-Two's stock fell when the price was announced because investors had convinced themselves the company could charge $90 or even $100 and get away with it. Think about that. The market was disappointed that the most anticipated game ever is too cheap. The stock had run up 13% the week before pre-orders, then gave back 3 on the news, a classic sell the rumor round trip. One more wrinkle for later. The physical retail box contains no disc, just a download code. File that away, because it is exactly what the hackers say they are fighting about. Now the hostage takers. Since August 19th, a group calling itself CyberLeek has been releasing gameplay footage of GTA 6, driving sequences, police chases, interiors, flights over the city, and the full map of Leonida, Rockstar's fictional Florida. This is not a screenshot dump. To prove they hold an actual playable build, they spelled out their own name in bullet holes on an in-game wall. Rockstar is fighting back the only way it legally can, with copyright takedowns filed as fast as the clips appear, but the group keeps posting from new accounts. The build appears to date from 2023, though some clips contain music licensed in early 2025, which suggests the leaker's access may be more recent than anyone at Rockstar would like to admit. Here is where this stops being a normal crime story. CyberLeek's demands are not a wire transfer. They published a manifesto. Preserve physical game discs, stop digital-only pre-orders, stop selling single-player DLC they consider fake, and a warning to every publisher that, quote, if CyberLeek can reach Rockstar, no one is safe. Remember the diskless retail box from 2 slides ago? That is the grievance. Whatever you think of the method, they identified a real economic shift. The games industry is deleting physical ownership, because a download you cannot resell, lend, or keep is a better business model than a disc you can. The hostage takers of the biggest launch in history are, on paper, protesting the fine print of digital ownership. On paper. Because there is a second layer, and it is pure machine economy. CyberLeek attached a cryptocurrency coin to its campaign, promoted alongside the leaks to fund operations. The coin pumped to a valuation of about $3.76 million at its peak, and blockchain observers then watched the proceeds start chain-hopping and tumbling, the standard laundering choreography of moving funds between blockchains to hide the trail. Actual hacktivists are angry about it, because it looks less like a cause and more like a pump and dump wearing a cause as a costume. Every leak is free marketing for the coin. The manifesto generates sympathy, the sympathy generates buyers, The buyers generate exit liquidity. Piracy has been around forever. Piracy with a token economy attached is new. And CyberLeek is not even Rockstar's only intruder this year. Months earlier, the group ShinyHunters, one of the most prolific data theft crews in the world, got hold of Rockstar corporate data. Contracts, financial documents, marketing plans, with a classic pay or leak ultimatum. The root matters more than the loot. They did not breach Rockstar directly, they compromised Anodot, a cloud cost monitoring service Rockstar uses, which had access to Rockstar data sitting on Snowflake servers. Read that chain again. The game maker was reached through its cloud vendor's connection to another cloud vendor. Rockstar called the data non-material. Fine, but the most secretive studio on Earth just demonstrated that its attack surface is every subcontractor in its software stack. If this feels familiar, it should. In 2022, GTA 6 suffered the biggest leak in gaming history. 90 clips of early development footage, posted by a teenager who did it from a hotel room while on police bail, using a phone, a hotel TV, and an Amazon Fire Stick. He was caught and convicted. And here is the number that should reframe how you think about leaks. The damage to demand was approximately 0. 4 years later, that same leaked game generated the most watched trailer reveal in history and analyst forecasts of $5 billion weeks. Anticipation for GTA 6 turned out to be anti-fragile. Every leak, every delay, every headline, including this one, and honestly including this episode, feeds the same machine it appears to attack. So if leaks do not kill demand, what do they cost? 3 real things. First, marketing control. Rockstar choreographs reveals like state secrets, and its next official beat, an extended look scheduled for August 27th, is now racing footage it did not release. Second, negotiating leverage. Leaked contracts and marketing plans from the corporate breach are worth real money to partners and rivals. Third, and biggest, the delay math. GTA 6 slipping from May to November wiped an estimated $2.7 billion out of the wider 2026 games industry, because everyone else schedules around this game like planets around a sun. Take-Two's stock dropped about 7% on the delay news alone. The leaks will not stop the launch, but every month of chaos has a 9-figure shadow. Now the twist this channel exists for. The most valuable entertainment product ever made contains 0 generative AI. Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick has said it flatly: nothing in GTA 6's world is procedurally conjured by AI. Every building, street, and neighborhood is handcrafted by human developers, and that handcraft is exactly what a decade and $1 billion buys. Meanwhile, the same CEO calls AI central to making Take-Two the most efficient company in entertainment. Staff get enterprise ChatGPT and Claude, and roughly 200 internal projects are exploring AI for productivity. Sound familiar? It is the Disney playbook from our last episode. AI everywhere in the factory, nowhere in the product soul. The scarce asset in the machine economy keeps turning out to be the thing machines cannot make. The honest caveats. The leaked build is at least partly old, so nothing you have seen may represent the finished game. The crypto numbers around CyberLeek are murky by design. Treat the 3.76 million figure as an estimate of a moving target. Rockstar insists the corporate breach was non-material, and no player data or passwords appear to have been taken in either incident. The launch week forecasts are analyst projections, not gospel, and one more delay would reshuffle every number in this episode. And to be completely clear, leaking, extorting, and dumping tokens on fans are crimes and scams regardless of how legitimate the manifesto's complaints about digital ownership might read. Real grievance, criminal delivery mechanism, both things are true. Step back and look at what this story actually is. A single piece of software is projected to out-earn the GDP of small countries in its first week, financed like infrastructure, defended like a state secret, and attacked like one too, through its cloud supply chain by adversaries running their own token economies. Video games were toys. This one is a geopolitical scale asset with a security budget to match, made by hand in an industry racing toward automation. Watch 3 things from here. Whether the August 27th extended look lands bigger than the leaks, whether pre-orders break records anyway when the diskless boxes ship, and whether GTA Online's delayed launch pushes the real money into 2027. And for the other half of this pattern, the giant that got burned renting AI and chose to build its own, watch our Disney episode. Same lesson, bigger mouse.